Now, have you found a way out for your queen, Major? Huh?
Well, I don't know whether it's the right thing or not, but it's the best I can think of.
Oh, I see. The Major moves the bishop. But has he anticipated this from the enemy, huh?
Now, why didn't I think of that? Well, maybe that's why I'm only a major still.
Help! Sit down. This man's hurt.
I'm a doctor. Perhaps I can help.
It's nothing. I was sharpening my pencils. A little cut.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, this is nothing. You have mercy. Help her, yes? So, let me see.
You don't mind, sir?
Oh, no, of course not.
I'll get you something to drink. Thank you.
I guess you'll be all right. Are you sure that you're...
Oh, yes, thank you. It was just such a shock. I'm afraid I can't stand the sight of blood.
You are American. You are.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Nothing. I asked you if you were American.
Must have got lost there for a minute. Yes, I'm American.
He's much better now. And how are you, my dear?
Fine, thank you. Don't you want your seat back?
No, no, no. Let the young people stay together. I'm going back for a drink. We'll finish our play another time, yeah?
All right. Save me from getting a beating.
I'm glad I was some help.
I brought you some coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, happy landings.
Happy landing.
How are you?
Major Thomas Brent, I can't believe
You
it.
look great, Mark. You haven't changed a bit in 8 years.
Neither of you, Tom. We're both liars.
In that case, meet a professional.
Oh, this is our public relations man, Johnny Orwell.
How are you, Johnny?
I heard a lot about you, Major, Korean War and all that. How about a few things I can publish? You know, medals, acts of valor,
Oh,
decoration.
give him a chance, Johnny. Give him a chance.
But there must be
Can't
something.
do it.
After all, once a hero, always a hero. I know all about you saving the Colonel's life in the last war.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm quoting him, Colonel. I'm quoting him.
Thank you. I've got some luggage around here someplace. I wonder where the porter is.
Have you got a number?
It's 70.
Oh, chase him up, Johnny, would you? I want to get Tom into his hotel room and over to headquarters as soon as possible.
Right.
What were you in hospital for, Tom?
Oh, sort of an overgrown headache. I got tangled up with a mortar and laid up for a few days.
After effects?
Nothing. Perfectly okay. Mark, now that I'm here, would you mind telling me why?
Well, being responsible for security for the combined armies of 14 nations is a big job. I want to share the burden. That's why I put in for the best man that I ever knew.
What's the situation?
An information leak from the inside. In fact, so close to home that if I used perfect logic, I'd have to suspect myself. That's why I asked for you.
All set.
Oh, good.
Also, auf Wiedersehen, my friend.
Auf Wiedersehen, Doctor.
It was a pleasure.
Oh,
the whole
it was very
trip.
nice. Thanks a lot. See you later. A little character I met on the plane. He beat the heck out of me playing chess. Goodbye, Doctor. There was also a very beautiful brunette.
Brunette. That's the Tom I remember.
Oh, na, was für ein liebes Gründel.
Miss Gray, Major Brent.
How are you?
How do you do? Colonel, this needs your immediate attention.
Here you are, Mark.
Works like an incendiary bomb. Tom, I'm afraid we shall have to work late tonight. Do you mind breaking that date?
How'd you know I had a date?
Well, wasn't your appointment at the Hotel Königshof?
Yes, how'd you know that?
Didn't you tell me?
Definitely not.
Certainly you did. The brunette on the plane. Kathleen Stephenson. Alias, oh, many aliases. Didn't know she was a brunette.
And that's not so difficult for a woman.
How are you supposed to know these people? By the color of their eyes?
A better standard might be the plunge of their neckline.
Danger's usually in direct proportion to the attractiveness of the bait. Just ring up the Hotel Königshof and make that cancellation, would you?
Yes, sir.
Ready, Tom?
Ready for anything.
Hello? Put me through to the Hotel Königshof, please. Yes, I'll hold on.
Ready?
Ready.
Now, that sets the outer door in a relay alarm system. There's another security check in Miss Gray's room. Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
we're locked in. Please check the electric eye detector. Now, all controls are connected with the guard room. Nothing bigger than an eyelash can get through without warning us.
All controls working, sir. Shall I block the telephone?
Until further notice. And I'm disconnecting the intercom. That's maximum security. If anything gets out, the culprit's you or I. See that wall bracket?
Yeah?
You to turn to the left, will you? Our filing cabinet. I mean, the filing cabinet. Now, it's very cloak and daggerish, I admit, but it's necessary.
Gee, if there's any leaks out of here, they got mental telepathists working for them.
I open it with a letter series that I change frequently. Well, stand back, do you mind?
No.
Go on, Tom. Take a look. Well, this is going to be your workroom for the next few days, Tom. I want you to get as much of this stuff into your head as you can. Everything, if possible. All except that one. No? We'll keep it where it is. But you don't look at it until I tell you. That's an order.
Well, I couldn't help seeing the title.
I intended you to. Unfortunately, that title has been seen by others. And I hope only the title. Can you imagine what's in it?
Well, I can guess the general subject matter.
Well, perhaps you can also guess how many people would be interested in the specific contents.
Kathleen Stephenson.
Kathleen Stephenson, Mata Hari, and all their near relatives. Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
see if the switchboard is holding any calls for us. You should ever be approached about this, however indirectly.
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of it. I don't know a thing about it. All I know is my name, rank, and serial number.
That's the idea. Because I want to know if there's the slightest interest, either outside this building or inside it.
I understand.
Now, you want to know the combination to reopen it.
Yes.
It's a name. Helen. H-E-L-E-N. Very simple.
You say that as if it were a beautiful memory.
More than a memory. Perhaps a hope for the future.
Sounds like the real thing, Mark.
Yes? Miss Gray, lift the security check, will you? I'll hold on. Locking it is the same thing in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Yvonne? Yes, by all means, pop in. Of course, bring her. Right. Miss Gray, Mrs. Goulding is coming in with Miss Quaid. Show them right through.
Yes, sir.
The ladies are on the way.
What ladies?
General's wife and her social secretary, Miss Helen Quaid.
Is that the Helen?
The only Helen. And remember, we're cooperators, not competitors.
Why, Mark, don't you trust me?
With my life, with my money, but not with my women.
The ladies are here, Colonel.
Mark, I want a direct and honest answer. Did you tell my husband we could not go to the concert tonight?
Ivana, take an oath I had nothing to do with it. They shifted the date of the meeting tomorrow.
Now, what has that to do with the concert tonight? Helen and I are tired of being Cold War widows. Besides, you and the General can talk over what is necessary in the interval. Now, promise me you'll tell him, sir.
I'll do my best. Oh, by the way, this is my new assistant, Major Brent.
How do you do, Major?
How do you do?
It's so nice to meet a young, unmarried American.
How can you tell?
Those lovely blue eyes have a glint, not a glaze. Helen, meet Major Brent.
How do you do?
How do you do? I told Yvonne it wasn't right to break in on you like this.
But I was going to ring you anyhow. You see, our lunch date for tomorrow...
Oh, yes. You will be leaving tomorrow morning.
Let that be a warning. Never get entangled with the military. They're always going off to a meeting or a war or something.
Yvonne, don't discourage her.
I'm not discouraging her. Facts are facts.
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt, Colonel Cleaver, but the General wants to see you at once.
Right. You heard, ladies? The master's voice.
Good. Now is your chance to tell him what you promised.
Well, why not walk along the hall with me? You tell the General what you want, and I'll back you up.
That's a good idea. You two young people amuse each other.
Back in a minute.
May I?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Thank you.
So,
Yvonne has been here too long. Staying in one city for more than 6 months makes her nervous.
have you been here long enough to get nervous?
No. Just long enough to be bored.
I imagine that being the social secretary of a general's wife might put you in the center of things.
It's better than doing nothing. Madame Goulding was a college friend of my mother's. I'm half English myself, you know.
Well, I thought that the French half might get a kick out of the social whirl.
Not for me. I suppose all these parties and entertainments are necessary for the building up of goodwill among the dignitaries. But is not, as Mama would say, my cup of tea. Well, if it weren't for Mark, I think I'll go back to Paris tomorrow. Major Brent. Major Brent.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened?
I just quit thinking, I guess.
Oh, you had me frightened for a moment. Does this happen often?
No. How long was I like that?
I don't know, a few seconds. 2, 3.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't say anything about this to anybody. The colonel.
It happens to a lot of people who are under the strain, overworked.
I wouldn't want him to worry.
I understand. I, too, like him very much.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Major Brent.
You're not interrupting.
Miss Quaid, the Colonel phoned to say he'd be a bit late. And Mrs. Goulding asked if you'd meet her in her husband's reception room.
Thank you very much. I'll see you sometimes, yes?
Yes. Well, Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
is there anything I can read on the routine around here? I'd like to start learning my way around.
I put the standing orders in the personnel file there on your desk. They should give you all the information you need about procedure and staff duties.
Oh, that's fine. I can see why the colonel relies on you. Cigarette?
No, thank you.
You don't smoke while on duty?
I don't smoke.
Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
I expect that you've been around here a long time, huh?
I started with the Colonel 2 years ago.
Are you bored around here?
Not in the least.
Were you with the colonel in London?
No, I wasn't.
But you've always been attached to military establishments, huh?
No, Is this an interrogation, Major?
Why, no.
Because if it is, my file is in security. I have been screened.
Oh, for Pete's sake, I wasn't checking up on you. I was just trying to get acquainted. After all, we are going to work together, aren't we?
So I understand, sir.
Well, there isn't any doubt about it. I'm going to be around here a long time. Is that clear, Miss Gray?
Perfectly, Major Brent. Security? Yes, he's here. Yes, ma'am. Colonel for you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Mark. Yeah, it's just beginning to make a little sense to me now. Oh, she's a big help. Don't know what I'd do without her. She's a real doll. Come over right away?
I'm sorry, old boy, but a suggestion from a general is a command to a major.
All right. I'll be there as soon as I can. Right. Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
I'm knocking off now. Will you call me a car and a driver?
Yes, sir.
And Miss Gray,
Yes, sir?
where I come from, guys like dolls.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Motor pool.
How many more intervals are there in this thing? One or two?
Only one, dearest. You can relax. Oh, there is Colette. I must speak to her. Excuse me. Chérie, viens avec moi. I'll be back soon.
Ah, here's Tom.
Hi, Mark.
General Goulding, Major Brent.
How do you
General.
go?
Glad to see you.
Does he know?
No.
Do I know what?
It's happened again, Tom. The meeting place tomorrow at Bering Lodge. Somehow they knew. The place has been wired.
It's uncanny, Major. I didn't think anybody could do a better job than the Colonel. He tells me that you're going to plug all the leaks that he can't find.
Is there anything I should do about this situation?
Oh, look, could we carry on a bit later? I must join the ladies. Yvonne gets very fussy about neglect. Excuse me.
Hello, Major.
Hello, Doctor.
You're a music lover as well as a chess player, huh?
Yeah, I'm just about as good at one as I am the other.
See you around.
Take it easy. That's the little doctor that was on the plane with me.
He's the man who said hello to you at the airport.
Yes. I've been thinking. I never would have met that Kathleen Stephenson if he hadn't gotten up and given her his seat.
He's talking to the general's wife. Wait a minute, I'll see what I can find.
Mark, darling. Oh, hello, Major. Are you going?
I'm just going to speak to the general about tomorrow's trip. And, my darling, I want you to keep an eye on Tom while I'm away.
I suppose that's your way of saying you want him to keep an eye on me. Very well, Major. Would you like to have the Colonel's lunch date tomorrow? Because he's deserting me.
That's an idea. You'll have to for the sake of your boss's conscience. That's an order.
That's the date.
It's a pleasure.
Excuse me, I'll go and talk to the old man.
Thank you, Buster.
Well, shall we fix a place?
You set the place, because I'm a stranger here.
At the Max's. Yes, the Max's restaurant. Because I will be in that part of the town.
All right. Max's restaurant, 1 o'clock. I'll phone and make the arrangements.
1 o'clock sharp. I will be prompt.
Now disengage, you two. I don't like this. She's committed, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Why don't you join us, Major?
Thank you very much, sir. Here you go.
Apparently, Dr. Morgan Stern is a very close friend of the general's wife. Took care of her back, she said.
Does she know about that meeting place?
Probably. Little music, Major?
Thank you very much, Colonel.
Major Brent,
Yes. Oh.
I have the dossier on Dr. Morgan Stern from the local police.
Oh, good. Not much here, is it? But the fact he's on record at all is something.
Yes, sir. It's past 12, your lunch date.
Oh, yes. Oh, and Miss Gray, will you remind me this afternoon that I have to call Colonel Cleaver tonight?
I could put through a call now, sir. He ought to have arrived.
Yeah. What makes you say that? The train doesn't get to Bering Lodge until this evening, does it?
Oh, but I thought...
Yes?
Nothing, sir.
Were you told that the meeting place had been changed?
Yes, sir. The Colonel informed me.
That's strange. I was under the impression that he told nobody. Even the people concerned weren't told till they got to the station.
I can't help that, sir. The colonel did tell me. You can check with him if you like.
I don't doubt that. But why should you presume that he told me?
I didn't, sir.
But you unwittingly let me know, didn't you?
I suppose so, sir. I don't often make mistakes like this. It's just that...
I upset you. I know. All right, forget about it. I'm going out, Miss Gray. Will you call me a car and a driver, please?
Yes, sir.
Who is he? Hello, Major. You wait for a lady, no? If they don't keep the fellow waiting, they no lady. What part of the States do you come from?
California.
I always wanted to go to California. Hey, you know Cleveland?
No, I've never been there.
The 1% town, they call it. Lived there for 2 years, never found out why. Great city, plenty of money.
Yeah?
And that's the only door. She gotta find you. Have another drink, Major.
Oh, no, thanks. This is just lemonade.
So, have another lemonade. Hey, Max.
Yes, sir.
Give the gentleman lemonade.
Limonade? It is an insult to the grapes of the vineyard.
He don't like what you drink. Give the gentleman what he asked. What's the matter with you? Same with me. You know, Major, I shouldn't take the strong stuff. This stuff is bad for my ulcers. Some fellows get butterflies in their stomach. I get pigeons.
When you get eagles, then you better start worrying.
You said it. I like to talk to Americans. They got a sense of humor.
Cigarette. Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
watch what you're doing.
Sorry.
It's all right, it's all right.
Over here, they got no sense of humor. Everybody going around with a long face looking over his shoulder.
Where's the telephone?
You gotta give the girls plenty of time. What do you think of this one? Some peach, huh?
Pretty good.
Well, that's me in Cleveland. Pretty sharp, eh? Always like to dress good. You gotta dress good in my line.
All right. What's your line?
I'm a contact. Everybody wants a contact. Like, for instance, it was you and you're entertaining a couple of friends from out of town. They're only human. Okay, you ring up Otto Jimek. Or you want to buy, sell. Automobile, camera, penicillin, any merchandise. You got dollars? I give you top price for them. You interested? Or even cigarettes, maybe. You get cigarettes from PX, no? Say, what's the matter? You feel sick?
That's all right.
You better sit down, Major.
No,
You
it's
don't
all right.
look so good.
Now, this has happened before.
Hey, Max. What you put in this lemonade? What you put in here?
It's limonade. That would make anybody sick. You better go outside in the street and get some fresh air.
That's okay. We get you some air, Major.
No, I got a phone.
Now, come on. You feel better. You get outside. Hold on, fella. Come on. Give me a hand, will you? That's right, Major. Take it nice and easy. You get some air. You feel better.
Colonel Cleaver's office?
Has Major Brent returned to the office?
No, he hasn't.
I'm worried. Yes, I had an appointment with him at 1 o'clock, and I arrived a little bit late. Yes, at Max's. They said something about a man in American uniform who was ill and went out. And I wondered...
Yes, thank you. I'll ring you later. Bye.
Well?
Well, what?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. The patient is not. Can't start until he gains consciousness. I've got to know a bit more about him first.
Why must you know more about him?
I mean medically. I must know why he fainted.
Why waste time? You know you're in too deep to get out now. Well?
How far do you want me to take it?
As far as possible. Will he tell me everything he knows?
That much I can guarantee.
More important, will he obey orders when he gets out?
We know very little about hypnotic drugs. Every new subject is an experiment. The human mind is a very funny instrument, especially an injured one.
Is this the one you use, Doctor?
Very soon you'll be able to do this for yourself, won't you?
Put me through to Mr. Orwell's room, please.
Hello? What? Oh, yes. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I can't come over just now. I've got a temperature. I decided to stay in bed. Where? At Max's? No, I'll call you back later.
You're all right now.
Where am I?
You're in my office. I'm a doctor.
How long have I been here?
2 hours.
2 hours? Oh, no, Oh. I'm weak as a baby.
Here, sniff this. Better now?
Yeah, thanks.
Tell me, your head injury, it's a recent one, isn't it?
About a year.
Mm-hmm.
So really out for 2 hours?
Yes.
It's never lasted that long before.
You've gone out like this before?
Yeah, but, you know, like a few seconds at a time. You didn't call anybody. You didn't tell me.
No.
I thought you might have looked in my identification papers.
Oh, I did, Major, but I thought I'd wait until you came round. Not everybody wants his associates to know about his difficulties.
Yeah, thanks. I'd like a phone call.
But I thought you didn't want anybody told.
I just want to phone him and let him know I'll be back there shortly. Extension 269, please. Hello, Miss Gray? Yes, I know. I was delayed. I'll be along shortly. All right, thanks. I better sit down for a minute.
By all means. Just bear your arm a minute, will you, please?
What's this for?
Oh, it's just a little stimulant. It'll help you.
Doctor?
Mm-hmm.
There's something I think that you should know.
Uh-huh.
You see, in my job, I'm expected to be in complete command of my senses at all times. And this 2-hour thing has got me worried. I think I'll turn myself into the Army Medical Authorities and let them handle it.
But this is just to help you temporarily. To see you home, so to speak.
No, I know what I've got to do now, and I'm going to do it.
But, Major, I must insist on this. You are under my care, and I consider this a medical necessity.
Listen, Doctor, where I come from, it's up to the patient to decide whatever particular doctor that he wants. Now, if I owe you anything, I'll be glad to pay it.
Just how much do you propose paying us, Major?
What is this?
Major, I know you're a brave man. I don't think you're a foolish one.
What do you want from me?
not your money. The doctor wishes to treat you, and you resist him. I ask only that you should cooperate. Extend your arm. Get him up, on the table. Don't try to talk. You'll be asleep in a moment. Relax. Relax. I am your chief, and you will obey. Obey. I am your chief. Would you try that number again, please? We'll try it again. Bitte. Oh, now, be a good girl. That's what you're getting paid for, isn't it? That's the idea. Oh, is he? Oh, thanks very much. Don't think, drink. Welcome home.
How'd you get in here?
Oh, your porter let me in. But why the vile mood?
3 days of pure brass. Wretched train journeys. Just coming into the station, the old man tells me he wants to be down at headquarters at once. Be down in about a quarter of an hour.
Very good.
Helen's expected here any minute. By the way, did you get my wire asking Tom to meet me here?
Well, I just finished phoning him again. He's not in his room. Very elusive character, you know. He keeps himself locked in that office all day, and he's either not in his room at night or he's not taking calls.
Well, thanks for the welcoming committee, Johnny. I'll be very pleased now if you'd do the vanishing act.
I know precisely what you mean, and I'm off, with just one for the road.
What road?
The well-known one, to ruin.
Hello, darling. Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's me. Darling is there.
Are you leaving?
I've been ejected.
Well, my soldier boy is back from the war.
Yes, my darling, and waiting for the traditional welcome. Oh, my angel. After 3 days of generals at my elbow, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to have you in my arms again. Even if it is only for a few minutes.
What happens? Why only for a few minutes?
Well, the general wants me to return to him. But still, it probably won't be late.
Oh, Mark, your first evening home.
But what can I do?
Does it have to be just right now?
Well, look, we'll let him wait for 10 minutes. Are you really angry?
Well, I suppose I should be grateful for your whole 10 minutes of your precious time.
You're not being very fair, Helen. You know what my life is.
How can I? I only see you a couple of minutes each day. Your life is locked away behind a steel door. I may as well tell you, Mark. I'm thinking of going home.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Darling, I would like to be with you. I mean, really help. Then I wouldn't feel useless, and I wouldn't feel shut out by that steel door.
My darling, I've got an assistant, I've got a secretary, I've got a chauffeur. And besides, if you were in my office, you can just imagine the amount of work I'd get done.
Well, you better hurry. Your bus is waiting for you.
No, Helen, don't go like that.
All right, I love you. Good night.
Helen, wait. Clear here. Yes, Miss Gray? Oh, yeah, I've just got in. No, I'm just off to headquarters. Yes, that's a good idea. You meet me there. Yes. By the way, have you seen Major Brent at all? Oh, I see. All right, I was just looking for him. All right, see you soon. Have you seen anything of Tom Brent today?
No. I saw him the last night on the concert.
Oh. Didn't you have lunch with him the day after?
Didn't he tell you?
Well, I haven't been in touch with him, you know.
Well, it was just one of those things with misconnections.
Yes, but didn't he ring afterwards or anything?
Oh, Marv, it doesn't matter in the least. I have to go back to Yvonne. Good night.
Yes, but Helen.
Oh, do you by any chance know?
I'm here, Miss Gray.
Oh, I thought you might be with the General, sir.
No. I expect to hear from him in a few minutes. Hope I didn't get you away from anything. What's the smile for?
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, sir, it's the first time you've ever shown any concern about that possibility.
Well, just had a little lecture on my inhumanity to women. I suppose it softened me up a bit. Haven't got Major Brent to take you out on one of these long evenings?
Of all possibilities, that's just about the most far-fetched.
Oh, like that, is it? I wonder what he does do. Can't get the slightest clue where he is tonight.
Well, he's usually in the office at this time. I thought you'd know that.
And how am I supposed to know that? I haven't been here.
But isn't this the time you always ring him?
We seem to have our wires crossed. I haven't spoken with Major Brent since I left.
Oh?
What's the matter? You don't look so good. Sit down.
Perfectly well. Did you say you haven't spoken to Major Brent?
Here, what's the matter with you? I've never had to repeat myself to you before.
But not the day you left. At 9 o'clock that night. And the next 2 nights at the same time.
Where did you get this impression?
But I heard him talking to you. He called you chief. You were giving him instructions 3 times.
Not once. What is all this?
There's something wrong with Major Brent. He's ill, I think. The first day you left him in charge, he didn't come back after lunch. He phoned about 3:30 to say he'd been held up but was on his way. I waited for him, but he didn't show up till after 8. He looked terrible, as though he was sick with drinking or something. He said he was going to lock up and wouldn't need me. He said he'd take all the calls on the direct line. He came in and locked up, and then the phone rang.
How would you know who phoned? There's no check on my private line.
He didn't understand the intercom. It was switched on, and you know how you can hear everything from your office into mine. I was just putting on my hat and coat.
I don't remember instructing you to carry out counter-espionage on Major Brent.
Perhaps, sir, you'll be glad that it happened like this. All the time I've worked for you, I've done my duty, and never before has it been questioned.
Oh, please, don't let's have any more female dramatics, Miss Gray. I've had enough of them. Now, just go on. You thought, I said, that he was talking to me. Why?
I told you. He called you chief and said yes, he understood. I only heard his end of the conversation through this.
And after that?
I didn't see him until the next morning.
Did he still seem ill?
It's difficult to tell. He hardly spoke a word. He locked himself in here most of the day.
Go on.
Well, at 9 that night, there was another phone call. I heard the phone ringing. The intercom was switched off, so I didn't hear a word that was said.
So you couldn't eavesdrop the second night?
Colonel, no one in the world, including you, can use that name to me.
All right, I'm sorry. Now listen to me for a minute. You've always resented Major Brent's coming here from the beginning.
That's not true.
But it's obvious. I'm not saying you're speaking out of malice. For your information, Major Brent has orders to study those files. It's a job that will take nights as well as days. As for that telephone, well, it's a coincidence. Some friend that he's made, and you misunderstood them.
Colonel, it's not just what you call my resentment. I tell you there's something terribly wrong. Last night, I waited in there until he'd locked himself in and taken the phone call. Then I heard a sort of clicking sound, like the shutter of a camera or something. Then the lights fused, and the porter at the gate said the short circuit came from in here.
Have you said anything about this to anybody else?
No, I didn't know who to go to. After all, you'd left Major Brent in charge.
I see. Miss Gray, I don't question your loyalty to me, but you know, you wouldn't be the first person in this work who'd caught espionage fever. And that's when you start looking for spies under your bed, and every word, look, and movement contains some frightening secret. I think you're overworked, a little hysterical. I suggest you take a little holiday. I can get a relief worker in the morning.
No, Colonel,
Now, look,
it's...
I'll get you a car.
It's 9 o'clock.
You answer.
Security. Miss Gray speaking. No, Major Brent isn't in yet. Am I expecting him? Yes, he should be in any minute. Could I say who...
Was it the voice of anyone you knew?
No, sir.
You go anyhow. Try and get some rest. We'll discuss this further tomorrow if necessary. Try not to worry about anything.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Good night, Ken.
Guardroom, in case Major Brent comes through the gate. He has. I see. Thank you.
Guardroom? It's Major Brent. I'm locking up now. Check you right back. All locked up. Right? Colonel Cleaver. Yes, Chief. Tonight. Yes, Chief.
Stop what you're doing, Tom. Put that camera down. Don't move. Now go ahead, Tom. What is all this? Tell me, Tom, I want to hear.
I'm obeying my orders.
Tom. Sit down there. Now, what were the orders?
To read the file, to make a copy of the master plan.
Tom, this is life and death. Who gave you those orders?
The chief. My chief.
What's happened, Tom? You're ill.
I'm not. I'm fit. It's my duty to be fit. I won't let my chief down. Oh, my head. It's just for a minute. Each time it lasts just for a minute.
There was something wrong, Tom. Why didn't you tell me? I've got to know everything that's happened since I left. Think of everything you've done, everyone you've spoken to.
I can't remember.
Try!
I can't remember.
Major! Stand up! I am your commanding officer. I order you to make your report. You'll omit nothing. You understand? You will remember. Only my orders count. I order you to remember.
There were two men.
Go on. Two men. Who were they? I thought I told you to go home, Miss Gray.
Is that you, Cleaver? Cleaver? Is that you?
Yes.
Would you mind opening up your confounded box of tricks?
Take a minute, sir. Tom, I'm going to take the biggest chance of my life. I'm going to cover for you. Now, for my sake and yours, try and take a grip on yourself. Sit there. Now, don't move.
the devil were you? You said you'd be in a minute.
I'm sorry, General. I'm ready now. It's just...
It's too late now. The newspaper men have come and gone. I don't know what I gave them. Major Brent.
This is what kept me. Major Brent has been in an accident. He was on his way to me to report, and his car was rammed. Badly shaken. Perhaps some concussion.
Great Jupiter. Now, don't try to move on, man. These crazy motorists in this country, they're all demented. Must get a doctor.
Well, I was just going to...
Hello, switchboard. General Goulding here. Tell the medical officer on duty to report to Colonel Cleaver's office immediately.
But it may not be so serious.
Why take a chance? Now, take it easy, old man. You'll be all right. Get him to a bed or to a hospital, whatever the doctor says. Then come down the hall. I want to talk to you.
Very good, sir.
Damn motorists around here. I'd like to set them all under an artillery barrage.
The doctor will be here in a minute. Perhaps I can keep him out. Anyway, we've got to work fast. How are you feeling? Major, stand up. You'll now obey my orders. Try to think back to 3 days ago. You had an appointment with someone. Remember who it was? Remember! The safe. The combination of the safe.
Helen.
Yes, Helen. When she arrived to meet you, you were gone. Where did you go? What happened?
She was late.
The doctor.
I was sick. Zimok took me out.
Who's Zimok, Tom?
Zimok. Otto Zimok. A contact man.
Hold it.
She was late.
Ah, Major, I'm afraid I've got a beastly headache.
A headache, huh? Is that why the General called me over so urgently?
Well, I didn't want him to, but you know how he is. I've got a lot of work to finish up.
If that is all, I have something here. I must get back myself.
Tom, open up! Tom! Tom! Don't answer that phone! Tom!
Yes?
Open up! Tom!
Yes, Chief.
Tom! Operator, Colonel Cleaver here. I'm locked out of my office. There's a call on my private line. Is there anything you can do about it? All right, well, pull me through to that guard room. Guard room! This is Colonel Cleaver here. I'm locked out of my office. Now, this is urgent. Send an engineer up at once. Help me break the security lock. Right. Tom! Tom, open up!
Yes. I have it here. Right. All set.
Ah, here he is, coming.
Come on, Colonel. Give me that key. Come here. I'll get that open on the double.
Yes, sir.
Completed. Yes, Chief.
I'm warning you, Lieutenant, if there are any leaks about this from any of your men, the Army's going to save itself a lot of money by the sudden reduction of your salary. There's to be no communications with the local press, except in the form of official statements coming from this office. Operator, Operator, I'm trying to get through to Miss Gray's private number. Are you sure? Oh, hello? Hello, dear. Listen, you'd better get back here immediately. Is there anybody with you?
You checking the hospital for me? I see.
Excuse me.
Mark, where's Harry?
Hold on a minute.
Yvonne, what are you doing here? I told you not to come out.
Don't be a fool, Harry. I have to know what happened. Is that poor boy dead?
Get in here.
That's right, Sergeant. We're all equally humble in the path of a willful woman. Hello. Tell Major Probert I want all hospital reports sent immediately through to my office. Right. Well, Sergeant, I want your squad to continue the search. If you come in touch with the local police, tell them it's an AWOL soldier we're looking for. This is a private matter. I want to keep it that way, understand?
Yes, sir. Please, Yvonne. Will you tell this woman it was an accident? Major Brent was handling a gun and he shot himself accidentally.
That's what it was, Yvonne.
Now, please, my dear, will you go home and for once in your life, don't talk to anybody?
Why would he be handling a gun? Oh, heavens, Harry, I feel sick. Give me a cigarette or something. And I teased him because he was not like the other boys we usually get. I was even trying to find a girl for him. It's dreadful to think what can happen.
Yes? The hospital. I put them through. Yes? Yes.
How is he? Is he dead?
No. Still in a critical condition.
Horrible. Just horrible.
Yes, my dear, it is. Now, please, will you go over to my office and wait in my reception room? I have to talk to Mark.
All right. But don't be long. You understand?
I don't know. The way things are today, it looks as though one's own mother could turn out to be a traitor.
Tom was not a traitor.
Don't take that tone with me, Colonel. You protected this man all along, and you're still trying to cover up for him. Brent was your choice, your protege. By your own admission, you found him photographing top-secret documents.
I don't think he knew what he was doing. Must have been drugged, hypnotized.
Oh, please, Colonel. I know these fantasy novels are all the vogue, but...
You know how he looked. It wasn't hard to make you believe that he was suffering from concussion. Remember how he sat in that chair?
Well, couldn't he have been play-acting for you, too? How do you know it? He's been 100% on the level with you.
I didn't believe that. I pack up my job tomorrow. I believe he was absolutely in the power of these people.
But why should they want to kill him if they had him under control?
Because he'd finished the job they wanted. But...
Yes. I think you have the same butt that I have.
Yes. Why should they want to try and shoot him before he'd handed over the camp? Phil.
He took it out. Could he have thrown it out of the window?
No, I don't think so. The window was closed. Shot came through the glass.
Could have hidden it somewhere in this room while you were outside with the doctor. How big was it?
Oh, tiny. Microfilm. Could have been put into anything.
Cigarette box, for instance. Or a box of matches.
No. That couldn't have been that. Wait. He used to carry a lighter. Big one. Yes. I remember it wasn't in his pockets when we emptied them. How a dozen people have been in this room since he was shot. The doctor, police officers, a guard, the people who carried him out. Any one of them might have taken him. It's what I've suspected all along, what we've both known all the time.
What do you mean?
Someone from the inside has been transmitting information. And that same person has taken the lighter. They couldn't have been any of the outsiders. That leaves the guard and the porter.
But neither of them took it. You're forgetting my wife. You're forgetting Yvonne.
Yes, of course. I mean,
She asked for a cigarette and she was using a lighter. She took it from this desk to try and light it. Then you answered the call about the hospital and we haven't seen it since. We must get her back. She could have taken it by mistake. After all, she was upset about the whole thing. Hello, General Goulding here. Step in my reception room, please.
Hold it, General. This is it. Hello.
Never mind, I'll change my mind. See if the film's in there. Do you realize what I was thinking? Do you know what was in my mind?
Then you know how I must feel about Tom Brent, sir. Yes?
This is Miss Gray, sir. Johnny Orwell phoned me and told me what happened. I came back in case you might need me.
Thank you, Miss Gray. I may call you in a moment.
What are you doing?
There's only one way of proving that Tom Brent is not a traitor. And that's by finding the contact who will come for this lighter. It'll be tonight. I don't think they dare risk waiting until tomorrow.
But who do you think?
Any one of a dozen people who rightfully come to this room every day. Miss Gray, for instance.
But it couldn't possibly be her. You told me yourself that she was the one who warned you what Brent was doing.
That may have been a blind. We shall soon see.
Oh, good evening, sir. I didn't realize.
Oh, that's all right. Good evening.
Miss Gray, I don't think there's anything just now. But I'd be very grateful if you'd stand by.
Yes, sir. How is Major Brent, sir?
Badly wounded, but we're very hopeful. All events, it'll mean a long stay in hospital.
I see. I thought perhaps I might collect the Major's things.
Oh, yes.
He may have left some in the washroom or his desk.
Well, better have a look.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's his overcoat. You'd better take that.
He hardly used it. I guess this is about all.
Miss Gray,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much. But if it were Miss Gray, I think I'd rather not know.
Well, it's clear enough that it's not. I can't stand much of this. Our own family. I wonder who's next on the list.
I don't care if it's with the king of side. Oh, excuse me, sir. I didn't realize she meant you.
What is it, Orwell?
I've got the doctor's certificate and a prepared press statement. I thought you'd like to check it. All this on top of everything, it's killing me. You know, tragic accident while examining revolver, etc., etc. Tell me, Ma, do you think anybody's going to believe what we say?
Our job to make him believe it.
Yes, but I...
Yes, Miss Gray?
Is it all right if I leave for the hospital now, sir?
Yes, Miss Gray.
If only I had a bit more time, I could make it all sound respectable. Supposing some of the newsboys get hold of the doctor.
He knows what to say.
What about the guard who saw the shot fired?
They've had instructions to clamp down till further notice.
It'll be a miracle if we can make this story stick. I don't get any sleep anyhow, but with this on my mind, what a place, what a job.
Well, don't lose any sleep on our account. Just take care of that job.
My job? I'm giving that away to the first asker. Excuse me, General, but I need a drink, and I need it fast.
Just a minute, Orwell. I'm coming with you.
Oh, that's great. I've got something in my office. What am I doing? I'm out of my mind. Coming, General?
Yes. Call me if you find anything, Mark.
Right, sir.
Mark?
Come in.
I just left Yvonne. She thought you might want to see me.
She did?
Don't you? Oh, you are still angry with me. You have work to do.
No. I was expecting you.
Oh, Mark, I know you must feel so terribly upset about what happened to Tom. And I feel awful how I acted earlier this evening. If it means anything to you, I'll change my mind.
You mean you're staying? Has your job become more interesting?
Mark, why do you treat me like this? You know why I'm staying.
That's funny. You're staying, I'm going.
You are going?
Until I can be replaced here.
Why?
Because I'm no longer fit for my job. Because I've no longer faith in the people I was doing it with.
I don't understand. Is it something about Tom? Something has happened tonight. Something worse than just Tom being shot. Was it something he did? What is it?
You don't know.
No. Why do you look at me like that? You are so strange. Is it something about me? Something I have done?
Helen.
For the sake of everything we have been together, Mark, tell me what you are afraid of. Let me help you.
But you have, Helen. You'll never know how much.
Tell me then.
No, it's not important. Let's forget it. Just forget it. You'll never know how small a thing stood between me and the depths of despair.
I don't understand, but I don't care. I go now and leave you alone, hmm?
Good night, darling.
Good night, darling.
Good night, darling.
Will you phone me tomorrow?
Such a small thing. A lighter that works, and one that doesn't. Stay where you are, Helen. Give me that lighter.
I don't know what you are talking about.
The one you've got in your pocket. The one you exchanged for this one when my back was turned. Too much sentiment makes a man dull. To think that I couldn't think of so simple a trick as two identical lighters. But your friend should also be more careful about details. Come on, give it me. Not that it makes any difference. I'd already removed the film. You'll never know how much I didn't want it to be you.
Please, don't make this thing longer than it has to be. Why don't you call the guard?
Because I want to take a good look at you. You see, I've waited a long time for this. Waited to see the face of my enemy. My enemy.
Mark.
You can still walk out of this building free.
In return for what?
This. Your signature to a confession that you've been transmitting secret information from this building to your organization. A statement of your willingness to provide me with evidence that will enable the police to arrest all your group. A statement also of the truth about what happened to Tom Brent. All you have to do is sign. I'll take you to the police myself, and I'll guarantee your release.
Do you really think it would do me any good? They would know who gave the information. In your hands, I might get only a jail sentence. With them, the sentence is sure. It would be death.
Not if you brought them what they expect you to bring. Yes. Yes. You could walk out with this, too. It's worthless. The plan and master file were a decoy to catch a traitor. I just didn't realize I'd have to pay so high a price. I think Tom Brent was successful in the job he came to do. I'm trading your freedom with his future. son. Come in. I want you to detain Miss Quaid in the guardroom until I call.
Mark, there is one part of all this that wasn't a lie. I want you to know that.
To the hospital. Colonel Cleaver here. I want to report on Major Brent. Is the operation completed? Operation successful. Operation successful.
But when it comes